Hello babes! As you can see, I got my hands on the new Creeproduction dollies. The Boo-riginal Creeproduction. You guys know I used to be a big hater on the Creeproduction dolls, but I feel like now, as the year and a half has been going on, the Creeproductions have been looking so freaking good. Like, they have been doing absolutely amazing with that, and I am very satisfied. So, when these dolls were first released, I unfortunately missed out on them because I was in Europe, and luckily, I think about a week and a half ago, they were in stock. I got Operetta first. I got 2 Operettas, and then I missed out on Toralei, and then now Toralei was back in stock, and now I have both of these ghoulies. I also do have both of the original dolls, as y'all can see, and not only do I have them in the box, but I have both of them out of the box. This Toralei was from when I first started recollecting, so I got her back in 2019. She was literally like one of my first few Monster High dolls in my collection. As for this Operetta is my double. My childhood Operetta is very dusty and musty, so I decided to bring out my other dusty, not so musty Operetta. So I am going to be doing a comparison. This is all going to be in the same video because it's just easier. Hello. So let's start with Miss Toralei. So fun fact with the Operetta that you guys just seen, my original one, and this Toralei I got from the same seller at the time, and it was local, and I got a few other dolls for literally only like $250, which was a steal. So technically I got all the dolls for like $11 each because I sold a few. So basically I only paid like $11, almost $12 for Toralei, and then also 11 something for Operetta. So I think that was a steal. But anyways guys, off the bat you guys can immediately tell that there is a difference in the boxes. So here is a close-up of Miss Toralei. Toralei's hair, with not only this one but my other one that I got, the double, the hair is not Toraleiing. And I say that because it's like covering her face hella. Like usually it does, but I don't know, just something about it looks off. Maybe it's just this one, but no, I'm not saying it looks bad in any way. It's just, let me show you what the hell I'm talking about. Like look at this one. This is the second one that I got. I don't know, it's not giving to me. This one is also very one of the eyes is not looking too good, so luckily I am returning that one. Stay there. Off the bat, this Toralei looks absolutely fantastic. I am actually very obsessed. I love Toralei. I've always wanted her growing up. She was one of my favorites. I love cats. You guys know Gem. I grew up with Miss Gem. She's turning 13 in September, but I always wanted Toralei, and she was never to be freaking found when I was a kid, and I was so devastated. The only Toralei that I had was Ghoul Sports and Ghouls Alive, and now she was like one of my first priorities when I first started recollecting. I got this ghoulie, but I'm gonna stop yapping, sorry. So this one is the original Toralei. I don't like how this one looks. I think I'm gonna get a new inbox Toralei because this one's hair is giving Karen, but she's so gorgeous, you guys. I'm still gonna be comparing her. Just because I'm talking shit doesn't mean I don't like her. It's just because she looks completely different than how this Toralei is. Like this is the Toralei that I remember growing up, and then this one just looks different. Maybe it's just the hair placement and the eye placement, but overall I love Toralei. She is like such a queen. With the older dolls, you guys know that it's more cut off here, which when I was a kid I really did not like that. I always loved like the older style, and I am so glad that they are bringing this back. I think it just looks really good, and also they've been adding like the logos on the top, and here this looks different than the original logo for the OG Toralei. This Toralei I believe was released in 2011 with Nefra and Operetta. I actually missed out on the Werecat twins. I'm hoping to get the twins sometime soon, but I don't know because people love to overprice them. So these dolls are international boxes, or there's different languages on it. So this is how the back looks like. So it has like Spanish, and then I don't know the other languages. Sorry. But yeah, I actually don't even remember Sweet Fang being on here. Maybe because I didn't grow up with Toralei, but I swear Sweet Fang was not on there. I'm most likely tripping Mandela effect or something. I don't know. With my own brain. And then this is the original box. So yes, so it is pretty worn out. It has been quite some time since this doll was released, so it's definitely gonna have some wear and tear. Do you guys remember this game? I freaking love this game. I had it on the Wii, and it 8. Left no crumbs. Yeah, this one is just the English version, and then this has just a few, and the bio is different. As y'all can tell, it's a lot more shorter, yet this one has a whole lot. Main things that they added was the age, the pet, favorite food, and BFFs, while this one has killer style, freaky flaw, favorite activity, pet peeve, favorite subject, and so forth. And on the bottom, they don't add like the other ones that were in the line. So here was Nefra and Operetta, and obviously here is not on there. As for the top, all of them have like this new look, also in different languages, while all older Monster High dolls have their name on here. This says Toralei. It's obviously upside down. None of the older Monster High dolls have anything like this, besides like the 2010, like the Gloom BH first edition. They have like a clear top where you can see them, but it's nothing like that. This is a whole completely new design they have done. The little big change that I have noticed is obviously the box, right? But if you guys look at Sweet Fang, Sweet Fang is actually a lot more darker than this one. So let's have a closer look again of this Toralei. Really, that's the main biggest thing that I noticed about her is Sweet Fang, and also the diary, and then this is different languages. So that's quite obvious. But physically, the doll itself looks super spot on. So you guys gotta know that this doll is old. It's literally released in 2011, 2012. So it's been over, let's just say 11 years. And she is gonna be worn out and faded. So this one is obviously gonna look a lot more lighter and brighter. And this one is gonna be more dull. You could just tell off the bat. But let's look at this Toralei. You can see Sweet Fang is a lot more darker, and she is a lot more faded, but otherwise, just looking at her together, they look completely identical. The face really is really spot on, guys. Really spot on, and I am very, very satisfied with this. I think it looks great. I literally have no complaints at all. I think this is like the most perfect reproduction doll I've ever seen. Also, the main thing I did notice is they did get rid of Toralei's signature like claw look on the corners. They even did that with Spectra's, I believe, and added chains instead, because Spectra didn't have like a signature. Obviously the chains, but she had dots going on. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, you don't. And then also on the sides are obviously different. You could see her here, and then this is like the OG style. I think everybody told Mattel we love the OG style, so they brought it back, which I'm so happy about. Her logo and her art is obviously right here, and then on the side here they didn't even add the claw marks. I would have loved to seen like this old claw marks for sure on here instead of the stripes, because every time I see the stripes, you guys, I always think of Ghoulia. Like, this is giving Ghoulia, and I'm not like trying to nitpick, you know, but I'm just saying, if you are like very, very, very picky with that, then like, yeah, that's like the biggest difference. Otherwise, like physically, the doll itself is really, really spot on, guys. Let's look at the similarity. So the faces, obviously, and then outfits. Luckily, mine in the box is still in good condition, so really she hasn't really worn too much. Just obviously she has faded over the years, I believe, because this Toralei now is a lot more vibrant than how this OG one is. You can just tell like this one is a lot more lively than this one. But this original Toralei is super, super gorge. Obviously, a lot of Toraleis are going to have a faded stripe mark because kids play with them, whatever. So originally, the original marks on her hair are a lot more darker than how this one is. Like I said, it's gonna age a little bit. So but off the bat, this just looks so more colorful than how this one is. It's aged for sure. Would I recommend this doll? Yes, 1000%. I think this Toralei is honestly the best reproduction doll. I think the biggest one I was disappointed about was Abby's, because Abby did not look too good, girl. Like, at all. But this Toralei looks so freaking good. Like, honestly, like, you would think this one is like the reproduction, but it's not. Like, isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? Like, this looks more like the OG than this one does, if you think about it. The diaries are different, and then the way how Sweet Fang is, Sweet Fang's placement is on a larger and longer board than how this OG one is. They don't have like the catchphrases here. It's just Boo-riginal Creeproduction. That's only if like you're very picky, you guys. I'm not trying to like be like da 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 da. So So also the claw marks on the purse are bigger on the Creeproduction. The claw marks are a lot smaller on the OG. Just another little difference. And I am having deja vu right now, I think I am. Belts also look quite... What the hell? I just noticed my Toralei is missing her belt. What the hell? What the hell? I forgot she was missing that. But overall, the doll itself, I can't really tell with the belts, but they look identical so far. Because everything else looks quite identical, you guys. Like, I am actually very, very satisfied with this one. And I would say this reproduction doll is a 10 out of 10. Obviously, the box change if you're like an inbox collector. But if you're taking that ghoulie out of the box, completely identical. Just the Sweet Fang is slightly darker, slight color change. But overall, it's perfecto. It looks so freaking good. The face on Sweet Fang also looks a little bit different. The older one looks more tougher. That's the best way I can describe it, while this one is more like sweet looking. Like, let me show y'all what I'm talking about. This one looks a lot more sweet. This is the reproduction, while this is the OG one. She just looks more rough. I don't know, maybe I'm tripping. You guys are probably like, what the hell are you talking about? But if you see that difference too, period. That is it for Miss Toralei. Now let me show y'all Miss Operetta. But yeah, this one is also the second one that I got, you guys. I just don't like how this one looked, like the hair. And also the face too. I don't like how this face looks. You could just tell that difference. I just got a really, really good one. Thank goodness gracious. Doll have mercy. This one is going back. Okay, here is lovely Operetta. Like I said, and I have been saying for all of these dolls, that there is... Ooh. I don't dust my dolls. Sorry. But like I said, the box is always going to be different. This is just the new style box. If you're very picky with that, then unfortunately, babe, you're going to have to go with the OG. If not, here I am. I really don't care. I'm keeping these in the box anyway. So the biggest thing that I have noticed, and let me just make sure it's not just mine. Yeah. Oh! Sorry, ghoulie. God damn. I have noticed that the OG and the reproduction doll, they have different eyeshadow. Let's look at this Operetta. This is the Creeproduction. So look at her eyeshadow on her eye. Do you guys see that? There's a lot more yellow. These dolls do have a lot more vibrance than the OGs, for sure. So that could be like the main difference. But this is the original. I'm trying to show you guys. You see, she doesn't have much of a vibrant eye. And there's a lot more yellow peeking through on the Creeproduction. So that is really the main difference I could tell on this Operetta. I'm trying to like really show you guys. Let's see. Like the yellow is peeking through, and the lighter peachy color is more showing on the bottom as well, while the orange peachy color is literally non-existent on this doll. It's very, very light. Very, very light. And it doesn't go under her eye. That's really like the main thing. Also, if you look at her guitar, you could see the silver part is more glittery, while the OG does not have that glittery guitar. It's just plain silver. I'm just showing the differences, guys. Like, I'm not saying it should be perfect. I think this Creeproduction dolls, they look fantastic. They look a lot better than like how the Frankie and Claudine, all those dolls came out the very first time. I really like what they're doing with like Spectra and Toralei and Operetta. I think those all look really, really good. I'm just showing you guys like the differences, you know, because people like to see that. If you guys look at her ring, it is on her left hand. The original has always had it on her right hand. And even in the box as well, it is on her right hand. The skull lit is a lot more detailed on the new one than the old one. The old one is pretty old and worn out, and the paint job really is not the best. Wow, the new one looks literally flawless. Like, now they have better like equipment too, so that's good. Her skin tone actually looks the same, so it's so interesting with like Toralei. I think she just faded over the years, you know, because she's pretty old as Gemini, like girl hello. Also with Memphis is a lot more cleaner, and the paint job is a lot better than how the older dolls are. I noticed that with the pets too. Like I said with Sweet Fang, like there's obviously a paint difference, which I'm glad. Like I said, there's better technology and stuff in their factories that they can use now. As for the earrings, looks identical. The mask also looks identical. She does still have that typical scarring tattoo look, which I'm glad they still have that. I think her pants are not tight on the bottom. As this operetta looks, her pants don't look like they hug her thighs, her knees like they do with this one. So there is some differences with her. As for Toralei, I think Toralei looks literally like perfect. But there's definitely some differences, and I'm not like trying to be like that type of ghoulie, but I'm just telling you guys, like I have said multiple times. But overall, she is a really good reproduction of her. Like, this is what I look for. This is what I want in Bratz, and I'm so pissed that Bratz doesn't even give us that. Literally, Mattel gives us the stand, gives us the pet, the purse, and MGA gives us nothing. So, props to Mattel. I'm very, very satisfied and very happy. Here is the back of the reproduction of Operetta. Like I said, in different languages. And then this one is the OG with the game, and then Nefra on here as well. I wonder why they didn't release Miss Nefra with them too. It'd make more sense than the twins, but I guess since Toralei is with the twins, you know. I don't have the twins in the box like the original ones, unfortunately, but I definitely do want to get them and compare them. Oh, I really want the twins in the box. I used to have them in the box, bitch. And I don't. I think because the box was like kind of damaged. And then here's the side. And then the top obviously has Operetta. And the other side. And then she has the mask here. Also here as well. That's the OG mask. That is it for Miss Operetta. Now I'm going to give my ranking. So I would say out of the two, drum roll, Toralei is my favorite from the Creeproduction dolls. I think this doll looks flawless. Literally, I think this is my favorite reproduction doll they have done, period. The Spectra was extremely spot on as well, but I think the Toralei literally looks identical, bitch. Like, look at that. Look at that. Like, I am so happy that people are now able to get like a doll that looks identical. I just wish they had more stock of these dolls, or they were mass produced. Like, they're not that mass produced, and it's ridiculous. Like Spectra, she's gone in the abyss. Abby, also Gulia, never seen her again, and Cleo and Deuce, never have seen them. So that's lovely. So I really hope in the future that fixes and works out better so people and kids can get Monster High dolls. As for Operetta, actually for Toralei, I give her a 10 out of 10. So period, ghoulie. As for Operetta, I would say I would give her a 8 out of 10. She still really looks really freaking good. She's just a lot more vibrant too, which I do love. The clothes are definitely just fitted different with her. I don't really care about like the sparkle or like the makeup too kind of not upset me, but like that's definitely a little bit of a difference too. But overall, I give her an 8 out of 10. I think I ranked Spectra an 8 out of 10, I think, or 9 out of 10. But she definitely is one of the best reproduction dolls for sure. I think my least favorite ones are Abby, Julia, Frankie, and Chucky. I think those ones are my least favorite. Abby is definitely on the way last list. Abby looks like shit. I am very satisfied. I'm so happy that they are bringing back these iconic ghoulies. I love Operetta. There's a lot of Operetta haters, bitch. And I love Operetta. She's so gorgeous. Her original design is one of my favorites. I still love this doll and cherish this doll. I remember growing up with her. I had two. I broke one and then I got a new one. And she will always just have a special place in my heart. Also Toralei as well. You guys know I grew up with a lot of Monster High dolls. I had so many. And just seeing them back really makes me feel fucking old. But also it is so really nice to see like dolls back, and something that I grew up with too. And like there's also collectors that are like my age or older giving their kids like these reproduction dolls. Like that is so great. And these dolls were affordable. This Operetta was $25 and also Toralei was as well. So I think that's a really freaking good price, like point blank period, as it should be. But anyways guys, let me know down below, were you able to get these dolls? If so, which one was your favorite? And hopefully next time you guys see me, I'll have the twins. If it's $100, I'd rather just buy the OG ones. But if you guys noticed any differences with Toralei that I didn't pick out, let me know. I would love to hear what you guys have to say. But anyways guys, that is it for today's video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye babes.